Welcome to my review of two traditional fixed blades from Finland, the Roselli Carpenter Knife and the Roselli UHC hunting knife. Both knives are made in the style of a Puukko knife. Now, what is a Puukko knife? A Puukko is a small traditional Finnish belt knife with a curving cutting edge, a flat spine and a rounded wood handle. The traditional material for the handle is birch. The Puukko was developed for life in outdoor environments where hunting, fishing and woodworking are daily chores. As you can see, Puukko knives are reduced to the minimum. Please note that they are not full tang knives. Let's talk a little bit about Heimo Roselli, the bladesmith and knife maker, and his preference for unalloyed carbon steel. Both blades are made of carbon steel. This blade is made of regular high carbon steel, but this blade steel is quite special. Heimo Roselli likes to experiment with carbon steel, and after extensive trial and error, he developed his own way of processing ultra-high carbon steel. As you may know, carbon steel is broken down into 4 classes based on the amount of carbon content: low, medium, high and ultra-high carbon steel. The usual high carbon steel contains 0.6 to 0.99% carbon. For example, the well-known 1095 carbon steel contains 0.95% carbon. Now, the ultra-high carbon steel contains up to 2% carbon. Roselli's UHC blade steel contains 1.5 to 2% carbon. Ultra-high carbon steel can be tempered to great hardness. The Rockwell hardness of this UHC blade is 64 to 66, which is quite remarkable. The high amount of hard carbides produced in the forging process results in outstanding edge-holding properties of UHC steel. Now let's take a closer look at each knife separately. Let's start with the specs of the Carpenter knife. By the way, since these knives are handmade, the actual measurements may vary a few millimeters. The total length of the Carpenter knife is 195 millimeters, the blade length is 80 millimeters, and the blade thickness is 3 millimeters. The weight comes in at 76 grams, so it's a pretty lightweight knife. Let's do a quick size comparison with two popular fixed blades. This is the Isula 1 and this is the SE3. The blade shape is a draw point design. The blade comes with a Scandi grind, which means there is no secondary bevel. As I already mentioned, this is regular high carbon steel, which is very easy to sharpen. The handle fits comfortably in the hand. It is nicely rounded and it allows for a full forefinger grip. This knife is not meant to be used in a stabbing or piercing motion, so there is no finger guard or choil. If the knife is used as a cutting or carving tool, this shouldn't be a problem. You have to be a little careful though. As the name suggests, the Carpenter is a traditional carving knife, but in fact it's a general purpose outdoor knife. You can use it for food prep as well as for any other cutting tasks. Now for the UHC hunting knife. The overall length is 230 millimeters. The blade length is 105 millimeters. The blade thickness is also 3 millimeters. The weight comes in at 120 grams. And again, let's compare this knife to the SE3 and the Isula 1. Technically speaking, I guess you can call this blade shape a clip-point design. This blade also comes with a Scandi grind. The handle is pretty beefy and it provides a comfortable, secure grip. As you can see, it comes with a kind of finger guard. This is also birch wood. Maybe it was treated differently, so it's darker than this birch handle. As far as I know, all the UHC models come with this dark wood, so you can easily tell them apart from the regular carbon steel Roselli knives. Since the Roselli hunting knife is larger than the Carpenter, it allows for heavy-duty cutting or carving tasks. You can even use it for chopping. As for sharpening this very hard ultra-high carbon steel blade, Roselli recommends the use of ceramic or diamond sharpening stones. So the good news is you can resharpen it on your Spyderco Sharpmaker, for example. The only caveat here is that you shouldn't wait until the cutting edge is completely dull. Once the edge is totally dull, you are screwed because you will have a very hard time to bring it back to its original sharpness. So my advice is to touch up the blade regularly. The UHC steel holds an edge pretty long, but of course it doesn't hold it forever. So proper maintenance is needed, and as with all carbon steel blades, don't forget to oil the blade from time to time. Finally, let's take a look at the sheaths. They are very beautifully made. As the knives, they are simple yet effective. They hold the knives securely in place. Both come with a belt loop. And they also come with plastic inserts. You cannot see these inserts. They start about here and go all the way down. These inserts protect the sheath and the user as well, I guess. The larger sheath comes with the same feature. Very nice. In Finland, receiving a Puukko as a gift is considered an honor. Unfortunately, I've never been to Finland so far, but receiving a Puukko made by Heimo Roselli must be a special honor. The Roselli Puukkos are top-notch. They are solid, reliable and durable tools. I really like the Nordic minimalistic approach to outdoor knives. This approach is also reflected in the Roselli Philosophy. Smith Heimo Roselli refuses to build anything non-functional or unnecessary into his knives. The unessential is detrimental. Enough said. Thanks for watching.